you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the critic when she all up in your city. Oh, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it and if she get with it. Let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the critic. Rick the critic, Rick the critic, Rick the critic. She the first to admit it if she can't do it.
Hi, I'm Rick the Critic. Welcome. I'm so glad you invited us into your home today. Today we have a great show. I have two entrepreneurs here, our 21st century entrepreneurs that are going to be, you're going to see a lot of them doing really, really big things. To my right, I have Alicia Mirsky, L, which is really, really easy. Anyway, Elle has just written a book called Heels in the Kitchen. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, Heels in the Kitchen. And tell me what Heels in the Kitchen is all about.
Well,
It
Hills
sounds sexy.
well, Hills in the Kitchen, it's a website first and foremost, like a blog site, and every other day I put a recipe up, and in between those days I put styling tips, and I invite my audience into my closet, my wardrobe, my love of shoes and fashion, and just my life as a whole. And so the book basically are 3 recipes, appetizers, signature cocktails, and entrees. And each chapter, those are each chapters, and each recipe has a story behind it. So each cocktail has either L's quotes, is what everyone calls it, or a story behind it. So, for example, I had a friend, we used to tear Sunset Boulevard up, fine dining and partying. So I have a quote, a cocktail's a girl's best friends. You know, friendships don't last, but you know, a cocktail's always there. And it's really hilarious. And I kind of just take my audience on a journey through the food, from cooking since I was 8 with my grandmother up into things that a man likes, what a woman can cook for a man and a man for a woman. So yeah.
This sounds like a sexy book, like a book that women need to read before, to catch their man, or something that they need. Because you're saying food, high heels, and we know men
Yeah.
love high heels.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
what it sounds like.
the first installment, Heels in the Kitchen, fashionably edible, but I do give a few tips on how to have a romantic evening with your man, what foods you should cook, the foods they actually prefer. I did a survey with a number of men and what they prefer their women to wear.
Just give us one. Just give us one. I mean, about the food, what they prefer to wear. Just give us one little sample of that.
Well, most men prefer to have red wine,
Okay.
a nice steak, and no dessert, because their woman's their dessert, and they prefer their women to be in heels, some without clothes, but they prefer
Okay.
something sexy, maybe like an apron and a nice tight dress, but
Okay.
definitely heels.
Okay.
So wine, steak, no dessert, and heels.
Wow.
Dessert for behind the doors.
So now listen. So no dessert,
No dessert.
steak, medium rare, rare, cooked
Most
well.
liked medium rare.
Medium rare. Okay.
Vegetables, of course.
Okay. What kind of
Spinach or
vegetables?
asparagus, a lot,
Okay.
and homemade mashed potatoes.
Okay. So homemade mashed potatoes, rare, medium rare steak, asparagus,
And red wine.
and red wine,
Yeah,
and no dessert.
no dessert. Hardly any of the men wanted hard liquor.
Okay.
Just like a red wine, not even white wine.
Okay. And this is a survey of how many men?
Oh my gosh, about 150.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's and the majority say
Yes.
red meat, red wine, asparagus, and mashed potatoes, homemade mashed potatoes,
Exactly.
and fitting dress with
High
an
heels.
apron, high heels, and
Closed
apron.
toe high heels. Closed toe high heels.
Okay, so I mean, closed
We
toes,
got
high
specific,
heels.
yes.
Okay, so no open toe,
No.
closed high heels.
Yes.
We're talking high heels like this, or because I'm a large woman, and there's no way. I mean, you know what I'm
High
saying? That I would
heels?
put on. I can't put on, heels like this. I mean, so for us mature women, what would we put on in, you know, because I mean, you're young. You
Yeah.
can wear high heels.
I'm
We
4
wouldn't wear.
inches or higher, but I would say maybe for older women, 2.5 to 3 inches. That's not high.
That's high.
You don't want
So-
kitten heels. The whole goal is it's a romantic night. So
Okay.
basically you're putting on a show for your man. So if you're in the kitchen cooking, you have to get yourself
So
together.
are we
in the
talking
kitchen
black
cooking.
heels, red heels?
You know what? Men love black heels.
Okay.
Um,
Patent leather. I'm getting
Either
real
or,
specific
patent
here.
leather or leather is fine. Just black heels. There's something about black that's sexy.
Okay.
Color is good, but black is always sexy.
And the apron and the fitting dress should be
Yes.
red, or I mean that should be all black too.
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking
And
all
plus,
black.
black makes women look good. It really
them
shapes
smaller.
our curves.
Yeah.
So why not add some illusion?
Okay, so now, just for the sake of argument, because that 3 inches is still a lot for me. That's very, I mean, that's really high up for me. I probably could only stand at a stove, and be praying that, that I wouldn't have to walk to him. What about barefoot, or what about? I mean, is anything sexy about, because that's really high
Barefoot
for
is
us.
okay, but you kind of just want to be sexy. It's time to exude your sexiness when
Okay.
you're having this romantic evening with your significant other.
Okay.
I mean, if you have to go behind the island of your kitchen and take your shoes off for a few minutes while you whip
Got
up the
it.
mashed potatoes.
Got
you
it.
know?
Okay. Because like I said, for the mature queen size woman, we want to be sexy too. But now that's interesting that you said no open toe shoes, closed toe black shoes, black leather shoes. So, and then you could do 2 inches. You can do, because 2 inches is what, about this high? It's about
Yeah.
2 inches.
Not too bad.
Not like that. Yeah, that's probably about as high as I
And
could
plus,
get.
if you even go to DSW, you can get shoes that are high and comfortable for the mature woman, and
Okay.
they still look classy, chic, and in trend.
Okay, we just gave a plug to DSW.
Yes.
You let them know that.
DSW.
Okay, so no platforms, just the
No.
heel part.
Stiletto heels,
Okay,
skinny
got
heel.
it. Got
you
it.
know.
Oh my goodness.
And the closed toe, what's great about that is always make sure you have manicured feet. Because when you do go into the bedroom, the shoes are coming off.
Yeah.
So you just never know.
You know what? I saw that. I saw that before, where men look at feet.
Oh yeah, men love feet.
Men love
They love feet.
And men love dresses.
Oh, yes.
I mean, men want to see legs. They don't care if your legs are chicken legs. They don't care if they drumstick legs. They just like legs.
Exactly.
They love to see legs. And I have brothers. I don't have any sisters. And so over the years, I mean, I've talked to my brothers, their friends, and they said, you know what, Rick, we don't care what they just dress. They are so tired of women in pants.
Oh yeah.
Men right now, and because we have such, well, that's another story. But anyway, the thing is that, ladies, we want, I want you to look sexy in the kitchen. And so even if you're my size and a little bit higher up, she said we can do the 2 inch, small heel like that. And, I mean, you just got to look sexy. You just got to be a slim. She said if we go to DSW, we could find something. Now, that's really, really exciting for us. And you know what? Because most of us do cook. With the exception of me, I don't really cook, but most of us do cook, and we really are looking for. There are ways that that we'd like to be, because I'm of the opinion that how you get them is how you keep them.
That's true. You can't fool them. You can't go on your first date extremely sexy, and then you move in together. It's the 5th date or something, and you're just baggy jeans and baggy shirts and sweaters.
Yeah,
because then they would have felt like you fooled them.
Absolutely.
You have to always keep your appearance up.
You have to, and I often
so he doesn't look elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
Not saying you have to dress sexy all the time, but
you should try.
Yeah,
you
should definitely keep
think,
yourself together.
You know what I looked at, and all last year I said, you know what, this year I'm going to be a girl. I'm just going to buy dresses. I'm not buying any slacks. I'm only going to buy shorts, that come at the knee, and dresses, because men just, they like that. They like looking at women. I think we've gone a little far away from that. I think that we've gotten so comfortable in pants and
Oh, yeah.
big clothes that we just, we don't even, I don't even smell women with perfume anymore. I mean, it used to be that you can step into an elevator, not that loud, but I'm saying you could smell, it's like, oh, you know what a nice fragrance. You don't even, that's very rare. Silk stockings.
Coco Chanel says a woman who doesn't wear perfume has no future.
I
So
believe
women,
it.
you better start wearing your perfume.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I think that it's important. All these little girly things that we had. I mean, when I was coming up, and I'm much older than you guys, but when I was coming up, my grandmother was like, you wore a corset, you wore a slip, you had stockings. You always. I mean, I
Dress.
see women now that they even coming into church, just bare legs, and it's like, I'm not a big fan of pantyhose because I like stockings. I like silk stockings. So I'm just not a big fan of pantyhose. I think it's too much wrestling around trying to put them on, for me.
Yeah.
So single stockings, but it was kind of difficult to find those at one time. It was like, wait a minute, where are the silk stockings? Where are the hosiery? So you can always find pantyhose, but it's very difficult to find garters. Difficult for
Exactly.
all that. And I think that those are the things that women need to get back to. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's very important.
I just like 3 months ago started watching Mad Men, and that's a prime example. The women always wore skirts or dresses. You never once seen a woman in pants really, and the men were always in suits. And I thought to myself, we should be wearing dresses like that was the 60s, 50s, 60s, and what if society now, if we went back to that time and, women were wearing more dresses and men were dressing up and caring about what they looked like?
Oh yeah. Now think about it. And remember, I remember a time when you came into a room, men stood up.
Oh, yeah.
They stood up, they pulled your chair
They
out.
opened doors.
Took their hats off when they came into a room. I remember those things. You very seldom see those things anymore. And I don't know if it's because of the dress or what, but I do notice that when men see women in heels and dress and they're smelling good, I notice that, it's kind of the hardness kind of comes off. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's not that roughness that you
it
see
attracts
sometimes.
them more because they see that obviously they care
It's a
about
lady.
the way they look, the way they dress, they smell, they take care of their hair, their hygiene, etc. And I know Steve Harvey said in his book Think Like a Man, but he says women allow men not to open their doors anymore, pull out their chairs, and they don't hold themselves to those high standards. So that's why men really don't do it anymore,
Well, I think a lot of that had to do with what is that? Ban the bra. What is that in the 70s when the women were just, we're we're throwing our bras, burning our bras. We didn't all sign up for that.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes you see women, I can do that. I can do this. I've got girlfriends. I got a girlfriend. We were driving down the street and something came off under the wheel of my car. And she jumped out and she was like, just pull it up right here. I mean, jump right up under the car. I said, she said, just turn. I said, come on. I mean, so now most women know how to change their tires.
Yeah. I mean, that's good to know, but I think also women need to be women and men need to be men, and women need to let the man be a man as
Absolutely.
well as a man let the woman be a woman. I think that the roles are starting to clash a lot.
I think so. I'm not in favor. I don't never want to know how to change
It's
a
okay
tire.
for a woman to be independent, but I think some women take that independence to a whole nother level that
Absolutely.
really turns a man off.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't ever want to know how to change a tire.
I don't know how to change it.
I don't either. I don't want to
I hardly can check
Vera,
oil.
you're not saying anything. Do you not want to change your tire? Do you know how to change your tire, Vera? Let me introduce you. This is Vera of Vera's Just Homemade Foundation. She makes cookies and does a lot of wonderful edibles, and they're both here with me today. Vera, what do you think about Elle and I having this conversation about men? Do you know how to change a tire?
And I don't want to know. I want AAA.
I know, roadside assistance.
No, yes,
Roadside
no,
assistance.
and all that extra stuff. I like those things to be available. And actually, whoever I'm dealing with, if they don't know how to change a tire, that's a red flag for me.
I agree.
I'm kind of old-fashioned when it comes to that. Chivalry is not dead in my camp.
Okay.
So
Now
no.
tell us about Bears Just Homemade.
The Bears Just Homemade Foundation really started in 2000. Well, I said 2009. I actually officially started the Bears Just Homemade Foundation, but unofficially, I started it when my son was born. I on the show before, I was just telling about how I found as a mother that was my first priority. So when I had my son, I really got excited, and all at the same time, my job became second. A lot of things in my life became second, and I just wanted to make sure that I gave him what he needed. So I cut my hours at work, and my husband kind of went and supplemented my income by selling cookies. And so I created, I just thought it'd be neat to have some different types of cookies that weren't available to you in the norms. So cranberry oatmeal, then I created a signature cookie, white chocolate, milk chocolate, cranberry and walnut, and I had what most people wanted. Do you have chocolate chip? Because it sounds like a bit much, but once you get them to actually taste it, then it was like, I really like this. So I did that for a while, and unofficially, it wasn't Bears Just Homemade. It was just, I was going into different shops, real estate places, the pediatricians, everybody knew me, and I would go in and let them know I'm doing this to supplement my income so that I can spend time at home and do what my first priority is, to take care of my son. So it got really good. I had my daughter, and they got older, and I have a social service background. So I started seeing other mothers and children in situations where they weren't being or put as the priority. They weren't the first. They were last, or the bills have to be paid, or I have to keep, the money coming in. So I would go and do advocating in the courts, child and family specialist. In social services, I've worn every hat. And it became not only frustrating, it just was disheartening at some point, because I kept trying to figure out why don't they get it? Like, I got it. Like, why don't you get it? This is the priority. The lights will be there. The child has a limited amount of time to be here. So that's when I came up with Bears Just Homemade. I said, you can teach a person how to fish, you can give them a fish. I was given the tools and the resources to bring the kid back in the home, or just like temporary things, but I wanted to give them some things to sustain them for a lifetime. So I came up with Bears Just Homemade, and it stands for Helping Other Mothers Earn Money in Desired Employment. And my contribution to the foundation is through the cookies, one cookie at a time. So for every cookie that I sold, a portion of that will go back into the foundation, and that was my part of growing it, because it's like I believe in it, and also I wanted others to come aboard and believe in it too. So
Sounds like a passion.
yeah.
It sounds like a passion for mothers, and it sounds like, gosh, it just you sound very passionate about it. You bought some cookies, right?
The last time that I was here, I got kind of like, no cookies. So I heard you loud and clear.
And my staff production.
Yeah, no, I got you covered this time. But actually, I didn't do my cookie, because my thing is, I have my signature cookie, but I like to kind of cater to individuals sometimes, hear what they want. A good cookie. My cookie's good, but I listened to you after we talked a little bit, and I know that you expressed that you were I love walnuts and pecans, and you gave me a list of things. So I actually created your signature cookie.
And I have a cookie from Rick the Critic.
Yeah, we call it Rick's Pick.
Ooh.
And it is pecans, walnuts, white chocolate, Heath toffee, and semi-sweet chocolate.
Gimme.
So I got you your own cookies, beans.
This is my signature cookie. I have my own signature cookie. Look. It's called Rick's Pick.
Yeah, so you got all that stuff, and that's a lot. And then we've got some that you can actually can eat and taste. So it's a chunky cookie.
This is mine? Or should I pass it down?
You can pass it down. I know you said you wanted it crispy, not soft, so we kind of put all that together, and that's your cookie. So
Thank you. Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, so tell me this. Are we going to go to a station break, or are we okay? Great. Tell me this. You heard Elle talking about Heels in the Kitchen, and you're talking about mothers. And it's a great combination. You guys as 21st century entrepreneurs. Where do you guys see your business go? I mean, not your business, but I guess actually your careers. Where do you see them going? I mean, where you are now, where do you see it a few years from now?
Well, the Heels in the Kitchen brand is definitely expanding. The first cookbook, The Heels in the Kitchen Fashionably Edible, it's just going to grow, into additions. But we're also going to have a Heels in the Kitchen sex tips, tricks, and secrets for the man and the woman.
That is very. Let me tell you, that's needed.
Yeah.
That's really needed, Elle. I mean, it sounds like, oh, everybody knows that, but they don't.
Everyone.
There are a lot of women that would really, those tips would be very informative.
Yeah, they're clueless in the bedroom, and so are men. But when you get to the root of what the man wants and what the woman wants, and you should have no problem.
I read an article a few years back, the fragrance that men were attracted to, and it was pumpkin and lavender. The mix, the combination was something that was very arousing to men, which I thought was interesting. Pumpkin and lavender.
Yeah, lavender is a great scent. I don't know about pumpkin, but maybe when it's fused together, the lavender kind of overpowers the pumpkin.
That was the 100 men surveyed, and that was just something that was interesting.
And
to
women
me. And I thought,
love a man with a good perfume, cologne.
Right.
We can sense when they have cheap cologne on. And that's not attractive.
No, it's not.
It's okay to spend $60 to $80 on some Versace or some Yves Saint Laurent,
something.
Gucci, not the $5.99 cologne. Like, they should care a little more.
Well, you know what? And not only that, it's the fragrance. I was in Paris, and I had a girlfriend that was living in Holland, and she was privy to every perfume that there was, every expensive perfume. But she told me, she says, Rick, when you come back to the States, will you pick me up some, what is that? It's Lucci. It's they sell it in thrifties. It's blue and gold. It's like the cheapest thing I've ever seen. And it's in thrifties. And she said, when you get back to the States, will you send me some of that? And I said, are you kidding? She said, it smells wonderful on me. And you know what I'm saying? It's out of all the perfumes that I have access to, none of them smell as good. So it has to do with chemistry, you know. So I mean, I think that we were somewhere, and I mean, we got out. I came into the elevator, and it was like, whoa, I mean, it was just overwhelming. It just overpowered me, and I thought, geez, this is. I mean, you shouldn't have to smell it. Yeah. When you hit it. So a lot of men don't understand that.
Just enough on there, because if a woman you guys are walking past each other, she's going to smell a great cologne. Yeah. You don't 2-3 sprays is all you need. 1, 2, and middle of your body or something.
Yeah.
3.
What is it? It's here, here, and here, and on the back of your knee. And on the ankle. That's what the perfume lady said. Where do you see Bear's Just Homemade in the next 10, 15 years?
Hopefully, with Bear's Just Homemade, the cookies will sustain themselves because a lot of people love them. But I would like to be in more of the foundation aspect. Okay. Actually, having the tools and the resources to just go and help the mothers. That is where I'm limited, and I don't want to be limited by finance. I want to have, if not the finance, the resources. I can point you in the right direction, because sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I want to have those things be attainable right away, not something that I'm like waiting for or trying to get on the phone and find out. I have them in wait because time is something we can't get back, and it goes so fast. So,
but let me tell you what I heard today. I heard something interesting when you said that. It just kind of took a bell off. Stuart and I were talking today, and he said something. He said, "It's not what you know. It's not who you know. It's who knows you."
Oh.
I read that on Black
Yes.
Enterprise.
Yeah,
on
it's
Black
who-
Bloggers Month.
Yeah, it's who knows you. Because a lot of things could happen for you because someone knows you. And I agree, you know, as we nurture these relationships with people, we just kind of think in our mind, it's like, okay, we got to know this person, we got to know this person. But in truth of the matter is the people that we're nurturing who know us, you know what I'm saying? Those are the people that will actually help us excel in what it is that we're doing, regardless to if they have, you know, if they are in a great position or someone that they know, you know, it will help us. So I thought that was really interesting when he said that. He said, it's who knows you. And I thought, wow. And when you said that, it just kind of took a light bulb. But yeah, I am so that you're in the helping business, and you're in the helping business. You're talking about helping mothers, and you're talking about helping women, and I think that's a great thing. Yeah, because I think that we do need that. We do need need help in the kitchen. There's a lot of things going on that are really, really, without going into politics of it, we as women, we do need to spruce things up and
Step
come
our
up.
game up.
And as women and mothers, we need to know how to. I hate that little commercial. Hey, you know what is that little commercial? ICDC college where the guy
my
says,
gosh.
"Is that what it is? Is that him?" Where he should-
Everson,
no, not that
ICDC
one. It's the
or
one where
something.
the guy says,
You're not
"You're
doing
sitting
it
on
on
the
the
couch.
couch.
You're sitting on the couch," and then the girl comes on and says, "Girls, we got to pay the bills." It's like, what is she talking about? What is she talking about? Ladies, let's face it, we got to pay the bills. It's like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's just, that's another show. But the commercial is just really, it's just kind of,
Yeah.
it's unsettling. It's vexing to me. It's like, ladies, we got to pay the bills. It's like, that's crazy.
That independence thing again.
Yeah.
You're too independent. You know?
Okay, crazy.
There's certain things for the man.
Listen, as we close, give me your website.
www.hills-in-the-kitchen.com.
And how can they get in contact? That's how they get in contact
The
with you?
website, or at Hills, the letter N, Kitchen on Twitter, or on Facebook.com/Hills in the Kitchen.
Great. And Bear's Just Homemade, how can we get cookies?
www.bearsjusthomemade.com. I'm on Facebook. If you even put in my name, Bear Jones, Bear's Just Homemade, I'm there. There's an internet presence, so
And
you can
do you
order
ha-
cookies that way.
Okay, and you have all the different, my signature cookie will be on there too?
No, it's not. It's not on there. You would find oatmeal cranberry or the chunky bee, and then we've got some other stuff that's like right here in California.
So no one can get my signature cookie. This is just for me. No one else
That
has
was
this
just
cookie.
for
No
you.
one. That is amazing. Listen, we've run out of time. Thank you so much, Bera. Thank you so much, Elle, for joining us. You guys will come back again and see us. You will come back again. Great, and I'm looking for that book.
Yes, you'll
I'm
have
looking for some more signature cookies. I'm gonna have Bera back just for more cookies. Thank you so much. We enjoyed you. Thank you for letting us come in. Have a good night. Talk to you later. See you next week.
The critic, the critic, she the first to admit it if she can't dig it, cause she's Rick, the critic, Rick, the critic, the critic, Rick, the critic, Rick, the critic, the critic, the critic, the critic, Rick, the critic, the critic, the critic, the critic, Rick, the critic, the critic, the critic, the critic, Rick, the critic, the critic, the critic, the critic, the critic, Rick, the critic, the critic, the critic, when she come into your place, so you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the critic. When she all up in your city, oh, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it, and if she get with it. Let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if she's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the critic, Rick the critic, Rick the critic.